this is painted on canvas with fabric paint, textile paint. But it was very heavy to try and quilt it. So it was very minimal, the quilting that I could do on it, because the canvas was heavy and the paint was hard to get my needle to go through. So I wanted to know if I could paint on just regular fabric and get
and this
a
is how
softer.
you quilted it.
Yeah, it's just minimally quilted because it was
Around there.
Yeah, I printed those off on my computer for the bulletin board.
It's really cool.
This is called So You Think You Can Dance Auditions.
Okay, yes, you did do some free motion.
Yeah.
But just not as much because the canvas is so heavy.
Because the canvas was too heavy.
But you're going to teach us today how to paint.
Just put it on plain
cotton.
fabric. Just
Okay.
plain cotton.
And then here is
And this is an
example
of the plain cotton.
And you painted all these horses.
Right.
And then quilted. Okay, let's learn again.
I draw my design. What I'm going to do, I take it to my light box, but first I iron freezer paper onto the back of a piece of cotton. Let's see.
Okay, is that what this
freezer
is?
Paper's on the back of that, yeah.
Okay, so you ironed freezer paper and it sticks to it?
Yes, it has a shiny side, which is a waxy side.
Okay, so the shiny side needs to be onto the fabric side.
Right.
And then iron it and then paint it?
And then you put it on the light box and draw, and you can see through it to trace.
So you actually put this on the light box and then traced it?
I put it on the light box like this, and I could see you can see through it. Can you see how you can see through that?
Yeah.
And so I just traced it on. Because I'm using a pen that goes away with heat, I couldn't trace it on first, because when I ironed it, all the design went away.
Oh.
All the tracing went away.
Okay, so put
How do I know
the
that?
freezer paper, yeah.
Put the freezer paper on first.
Iron it, make it
Iron it
stick,
on.
then put it on the light box.
And what the freezer paper does is it stabilizes the fabric so you can paint on it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because if it's just plain, it's wiggly. It's moving all the time. So this way, the fabric is stable.
And it keeps the paint in.
It keeps the paint in. Yeah, that's true. It keeps the paint from getting all over. Okay. So, got this little robin that I'm going to paint. Let me tell you about the paints that I use. I bought these online. They're fabric paints. Oh, and keep your paints upside down.
Oh.
That way they don't dry out.
Okay, that's
And
smart.
they're ready to go when you go to squeeze them out.
Okay, good idea.
So, and this one I got online from Walmart, and I love it. It was the cheapest one that I could buy, and it works just great.
Okay, then we'll try to put some links on the tutorial too so that people know.
The other one is Jacquard textile paint, and I used their white. I don't know where it is at the moment, but the Jacquard textile white I found was the most opaque of the whites. Okay, so I just used plastic plates to hold my paint, and I've drawn my design on with a Pilot friction heat erasable pen. Okay, now get me some colors out here and some brushes, and that brush. Okay. I use GAC 900. That's a textile medium for heat set fabric painting medium. And I thin out my paints with that. I'm going to repaint the little robin redbreast breast here. And you have to thin it down just a little so that it smooths on easily. I found that it was just a little thick by itself, but this GAC 900 works great. You just put it on. Just the way if you were painting. Oh, I did print off a picture of a robin so that I'd know what they looked like. But see how easily that just goes on there? And you just paint him. I'll show that we've been. You can use this fabric paint on any fiber except if it's too heat sensitive, like acetate would be too heat sensitive, some nylon, polyester. Some polyesters it's not a problem because you have to set it with a cotton setting on your iron. So after I've painted all of this, then I would peel it off of the wax paper, freezer paper, and then put it into then I'd iron it, and then put the batting and the backing on it, and there you go.
So iron it on cotton setting
Iron it on
after
cotton
the
setting
paper's off.
after about 24 hours, actually.
Oh, okay.
Let it be
dry.
nice and dry. And then you just can quilt it like you would a regular quilt. It's easy to go through now. It's not like the canvas, which was too heavy. So that's how I did all the birds in that other painting. I did applique the wings with a variety of different fabrics to just to, because that's this paint I have used on dish towels that have been washed over and over and over, and it's still there, and it works just fine. It's very, very good fabric paint for any kind of fibers.
But that's a different kind of paint than what you use for silk, though.
Different than the silk, yes. Although I could use this on the silk, it would make the silk a little bit stiffer.
Okay.
Than the paint than the dye that I use on the silk. The difference between the dye and the paint is that paint sits on top of the fiber, and dye goes into the fiber and bonds with the molecules, and that's why the hand is soft on a dye.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a little bit of crispness with the paint. Is the paint we were just using, but it's done on silk, and it has, you can feel that the hand is a little different than when it's a silk dye.
Yeah, it is.
But it's not bad, and it's been watered down quite a bit
with that
same kind of paint.
Okay, got it. So this is the same fabric paint that she showed us, but she just painted on her denim jacket.
And the problem with the denim jacket is that you have to paint a layer of white first.
Oh.
Because it wasn't as opaque as it needed to be to go on the denim jacket. So I had to paint a layer of white first. And it's kind of stiff.
And it's stiffer, yeah.
Yeah, it's stiffer because it's sitting on top of the fibers.